Okay. Whoop. Sliding. I don't want to fall. The last thing I have written down here is something called New Situation Blues. This isn't really anything like... It's nothing that we haven't said before, basically. You know, the fact that like all of this is new to me, and just like you, I'm a bit of a control freak too, you know. And so like in the essence in which, like, say you practice certain control strategies, say like holding back certain things to communicate with me because you're afraid of rocking the boat, or like you don't want to rock the boat, and so like by holding that back you feel a certain sense of control, because that you know that you can keep things streamlined or steady if you don't say those things, if you make decisions for both of us. Like in the same aspect that you do that, I might like get this sense that like I don't know what to do in this situation. Like I don't know how to help you in a lot of things. Like say for the sense that like you feel overwhelmed, and so like I want to try to fix that situation for you by using limited means, and because I can't, I feel like the whole situation is like out of control for me, and it feels like I can't get a grasp on anything. And so like, you know, at certain times it feels like I can't really get a grasp on us, you know, and so that whole thing just spins right out of like control, literally. And so like I wonder if my irrationality is kind of like increased by that feeling, the feeling like of like almost kind of like persistent powerlessness, which is totally a feeling I am not used to. The thing is like I understand that like I'm preaching to the choir. I know that like that's a mutualism, and that you likely feel the same, you know, like, and so like in the efforts of last night, like I feel as if, or I felt as if like something was wrong. We keep having these fights, we keep getting like irrational with one another. I'm not taking all the blame here. I mean, you've gotten irrational too. Like, you know, I don't mean to sound as if I'm the martyr. You know, so like I kept thinking about the fact that like we keep getting into these fights, something has changed from what we were, say, 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I keep thinking to myself, I'm like, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I get back to where we were? You know, and then like I can't figure out a solution. I can't figure out how to make things work, and then like it feels as if I'm making things worse. And then like I start to wonder, like, is something broken with us? Is like have we turned some sort of stone somewhere along the line that like we're no longer like, you know, in functional order? And of course, like as you might know, or as you know, like that kind of funk and that kind of negativity spirals, you know, it like exponentially gets bigger, and then situations like last night happen. So like, but I need to remember that there is a certain control in this that I do have. It's the control that like when we're together, like when we actually see each other physically, none of this happens. None of this matters. And so like in that sense, the control that I have should be the control over myself. And that is something I need to remember. That I have control over my funks, and I have control over my irrationality and how much persists through, and how much like I need to remember the logical aspects, you know, because the logical aspects is that like when we're together, when we see each other, we don't have these problems. And so if that's the case, the problems that we're going through right now are false. Like none of this is all made up, you know, this is all distance funk, you know, and because of that, I know we've said it before over and over again, like, these are problems that stem from the real core problem, which is that we can't be together right now. That is the only reason that we're, like, really fighting, And so my control that I need to use and need to remember is that, like, that's what matters, you know? And so that is the control element I need to use and emphasize and re-emphasize. So, and last night I just forgot, basically. I got so consumed in bullshit that I forgot that that was what was really important. Because it is what's really important. So, but that's it. I'm done with my pity party, I don't indulge in them very often, because, like, I don't like to beat myself up, but it's good to know that, like, I was wrong, basically, so, and be willing to admit that I was wrong, and so now I'm going to learn from exactly what I did wrong. So, that's it. I gotta call you now. So, I love you. And, I'm sorry.